So, how to survive because of the coronavirus? Now that you know everything has been shutting down, and a lot of Singapore has seen more than 1,000 cases. How do you survive? Hi, my name is Yasser Khan, and I'm the founder and CEO of Yasser Khan Coaching. And I teach agents how to close more, make more money, enjoy their life, and have a life outside real estate. So, so today, talking about today, right? How to survive in coronavirus. All right, and let me tell you something. I can tell you something. It will get worse before it gets better, right? And there are specific strategies that you can take even though agents can no longer go out there, can no longer present in an appointment. Face to face has been much reduced, and the only way is actually to do it virtually, right? So what you can do is, the first thing, very simple, is invest in virtual meetings. Go and have meetings with customers online. Talk to them online. So everyone is suffering, even you are suffering, everyone is suffering out there. So just be more gentle, be you can be more humble, right? Be have a level of empathy, empathize with them, right? So when the time changes, when something better comes up, what you can do is very simple. You can be there for them when things improve. Definitely things are going to improve, right? So you got to be ready, you got to be there when things become better, right? So how do you do that? You do that by something which I call top of mind consciousness. So what is top of mind consciousness? Top of mind consciousness means that prospects are aware of who you are, aware of what you do, right? And it's just that you're not selling them at that point of time. You don't have to sell them, right? So you just putting yourself out there as a possible alternative when things improve. So how do you do that? Simple. You text them a message, you send them, you WhatsApp them. You say stuff like, I hope you're okay, I hope your family is all right. Show care, show concern. Be a good human being, right? And now is the right time. It's a time of everyone is scared. It's a time where everyone is worried, scared and worried. And if you give them hope, if you try to show a gentler side rather than coming across as an asshole. So what is an asshole? An asshole is someone who takes advantage of this coronavirus and tries to sell masks, one mask for 100 or $1,000. That's a ripoff, that's a scammer, right? So don't be like that, right? So try to be gentle, try to be very understanding. Why do you want to do that? Because okay, right now nothing is gonna move, right? Nothing. Houses are selling slow, right? And even when even during a market slowdown, let me tell you something. There are prospects who are going to buy despite the economy. All right, it's always the case. In 2009, 2008, the last economic recession, there were people who were still buying, right? And there were people who were still selling, right? So one of the reasons during those days is that they quickly need to get rid of their home because maybe they're losing money, right? So you have to put yourself there, out there, and have the right kind of conversation with these kind of prospects, and try to identify, try to find the prospects who are more likely to move in spite of the market, in spite of the economy going down, in spite of the virus, right? So there will always be prospects. Don't believe other agents, don't believe other people who keep saying, the prospects, the economy is going down, because everybody lives in their own bubble. Everyone believes their own shit, right? But the thing is that the shit that they believe in is not the reality that we live in, right? So the world is bigger than us. It's much bigger. The economy is much bigger than we think it is, right? So there are always people who will buy in an economy, even though it's the prices are absolutely going down. So in a buyer's market, right now it's going to be a buyer's market, right? Because economy is going down and home prices are going down, right? And buyers will start playing a waiting game, and buyers will it's good for buyers because they know that prices are going to come down, but it's going to be bad for sellers because their prices are going to be down and they can't be selling lower than what they want to sell, right? So the good the I mean, what I'm telling you is a strategy for you to pursue those kind of prospects, those kind of sellers who quickly need to get rid of the house or their property before it becomes worse for them. And then you can also try to service those buyers who are still waiting for a better deal, because you tell them that they never know when the market gonna turn, right? And they end up the market suddenly goes up, but the buyers are still waiting for the market to go down, right? What happens is that they will lose an opportunity. And you can tell them, this kind of opportunity, they have to wait another 10, 20 years for it to come to them again, right? So what I'm saying is that even though is coronavirus is here, and it will be some time. The SARS took, like, all the way until 2003, around that time, right? It took months to get better. It will be the same thing with coronavirus as well, right? So it will become worse before it becomes better. And even though we are already in an economic recession, I'm telling you that there will always be buyers and there will always be sellers. You got to be more. I would say use the be appropriate, right? Be relevant, right? And say the right thing. Be use empathy, right? Understand that everyone is going through the same thing. Everyone is going through a bad time, and then you show concern for prospects. Use this opportunity to get back with all those prospects you haven't spoken to. All right, send them a message. Tell them, hi, how are you? I hope you're fine. Hope you stay safe and all that. Give them tips. Give them, just share. Add them to your group. If you're still procrastinating about, how you should be more proactive about communicating. I think now is the time when everybody is going to be home, even though they're working, but everybody's going to be home soon, right? So now is the time for you to be more proactive, be the leader that you always wanted to be, right? And I think that seriously, that's a very, very good way to become a leader, and put yourself out there. And by the time, I'm telling you, the market will change. By the time the market changes, right, you already have top of mind consciousness with all your prospects, and have they're gonna think of you because you were there when they were feeling down. You uplifted them at a time when they were emotionally low, right? And even though you're an agent, you're not trying to sell anything. Don't try to sell anything, right? Because you- I mean, even though, but yeah, but of course, you always have to find the prospects who are ready to move even in a downturn. But not everyone is. Majority won't be. So don't try to sell. Don't try to be, always, be a hunter. Try to close, because now might be the time for you to become a farmer, even though you have never done it. So a farmer is someone who cultivates relationships, who who's like a friend, who keeps in touch, keeps giving them updates. The people love to be around these kind of people because they are very friendly, they're very sociable, the pressure is off, and you don't really have to talk about real estate, talk about other things, talk about life, talk about things you care about, right? So become a farmer and focus on relationship, and that is how you are able to position yourself when the ultimately is inevitable that the economy is going to be improving, right? And you got to take advantage. Don't slow down. Don't be in your own bubble. Don't worry. Things will become worse. Don't be negative. All right. Go and do something about it. So you're given an opportunity, right? So don't feel bad about that, because anyway, don't feel bad about helping buyers or sellers, especially in a downturn. You are giving them a service. Feel proud of it. Feel proud of being a realtor. All right, and they are always going to need you, when at their own time. It's just that you can't get them to buy when you want them to buy, right? So they will buy when they are ready. You got to be there. You got to become a cultivate the relationship. You got to become a farmer instead of a hunter. So it's good to be a hunter in an economic boom, because most people are buying or selling, right? But in a downturn, only the most serious people are buying or selling. And here's another strategy for you, all right? In a downturn, right, there is one kind of prospect who always has the money and he can still buy a house, and that is an investor. So you got to look after those investors because they're looking for an amazing deal. right? Now is the time that the economy is going down. Now is the time that they will know that there are a lot of deals, right? So let me give you an example, like for example, Warren Buffett, right? So whenever there's an economic downturn, he always buys a lot of shares, and there are property investors like that as well, right? That who have been saving money for all this while. I'm not saying every investor has money, but most of them will have something to invest in, and those are the kind of prospect that you want to go. All right. So this is how you survive in a pandemic like a coronavirus.